Hey everybody, welcome into the Thinking Crypto podcast, your home for cryptocurrency news and interviews. I'm your host, Tony Edward. On your way in, please hit that subscribe button as well as the thumbs up button and leave a comment below. If you're listening on a podcast platform such as Spotify or Apple, please leave a 5-star rating and review. Folks, of course, we have to talk about the price of Bitcoin. That's what everyone's talking about. There's a lot of fear in the market right now. People are asking, is the crypto bull market over? Is this it for the 2023-2024 bull market? And I'm going to share some facts and some metrics to help form a thesis here. I personally believe that the higher probability leans towards the bull market, that we are still in the bull market and we will see a continuation. Now, that's not to say we can completely ignore the bearish scenario. We'll talk a bit about that as well. We want to make sure we're balanced. We want to make sure we don't have blinders on to each possible scenario. And let's start by looking at the price right now. Bitcoin at $56,427. Huge red candles on the daily chart. And the RSI, which we saw had a massive bounce the other day, is headed back downwards. But with all things considered, when you zoom out, when in doubt, zoom out, you see there's nothing unusual here as far as a pullback in a bull market, looking at both the RSI and the price. However, I do want to say that if Bitcoin is to collapse below, let's say 48, 46K in that range, I will then have to readjust my strategy and say, yeah, something is really different here. Maybe we're running like the 2013, 2014 cycle where there was a big pump and then a huge correction and a long consolidation into the next parabolic move. That's possible, right? We can't rule out any type of scenario here because no one has a crystal ball. We can just form our thesis based on probabilities. And I know that's something that many people don't want to hear, but that's investing. If you want some level of certainty, then go play the lottery, right? Get your lottery numbers and then wait for the drawing. But we know the odds of that versus holding an asset in a currency debasement cycle and global liquidity on the rise. You have a better chance of making an incredible return, but you have to exercise patience and you have to go through these roller coaster rides and market volatility. And experience is a great teacher. I've been here since 2016, so this doesn't faze me. Don't get me wrong, the first go around when I saw the parabolic run up in 2017, there was huge corrections, guys. And an example, Adam Back highlighted the major corrections we saw in the 2017 parabolic run up, which included 38% drops, 36% drops, 33. Right now, we haven't even hit anything close to that. Here, Rect Capital highlighted the percentages of the drops since February 2023 in this run up, and the highest was 23.6%. So these are rookie numbers compared to previous cycles. So this is why I'm personally not phased. I know some of you getting into the market or who just got in, this is like, whoa, what is happening? Is it over? Is this the end of Bitcoin? But this is normal, guys. This is the volatility we have to deal with. And I often like to remind people it's the pendulum that swings both ways. This market moves like nothing we've ever seen. The prices can skyrocket like that, but also the pendulum swings the other way where they can drop significantly. So it comes with a territory, but this type of volatility allows you to make significant returns. That's why Bitcoin is the best performing asset over the past 10 to 11 years. Now, a factor as to why I'm still bullish and why I believe we're still in a bull market, the DXY is collapsing, guys. The price as well as the RSI, as you can see here. We've been watching this over the past couple of months and so forth, waiting for it to top out. It seems like it is, but some of you may ask the question, Tony, I thought you said these things were inversely correlated. When the DXYs crash and risk assets are supposed to pump. Yes, but that's usually about 90% of the time. It's not 100% of the time. So I think there's a bit of a lagging effect here. I think Bitcoin is close to its bottom, and I think it will catch the momentum off of the DXY crashing. Plus, we have to keep in mind that there's a lot of purging of liquidity that's taking place. For example, yesterday, within 60 minutes, $110 million was liquidated from the cryptocurrency market. The amount of liquidations we saw was the biggest since the FTX collapse in December 2022. So this was significant. When you have these type of events, usually you're near the bottom. It's a reset, and it positions Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies to then move in the opposite direction because they're hitting this super oversold zone, and there's no more sellers. It is only a reversal that has to happen. And this is true not only for crypto, but other assets. If you study the RSI and how these things move. So that's why I believe we are still in a bull market. The other factor is the fear index. Remember, I've been tweeting about this, talking about this, that the plebeians, I've been making a joke that the plebs need to feel fear before Bitcoin bounces. So the Bitcoin Fear and Greed Index now at a 26. That's very bullish in a bull market, guys. In a bear market, obviously not bullish, right? But we're in a bull market. We're far from the bottom. Like I always say, when in doubt, zoom out. You look at this chart. This does not look like the end of the bull market cycle. Now, with that said, I am not a perma bull where I completely ignore the bear scenario. If Bitcoin is to break like 48, 46K, then you got to sound the panic alarm. It's right now, it's still holding up some key support levels. Another factor is the Pi cycle top indicator, which I've been sharing with you guys recently. This is on lookintobitcoin.com. There's some great charting and metrics here, and that hasn't crossed. Now, it has been very accurate in the past three bull market cycles, talking about 2020, 2021, 2016, 2017, going back to 2013 and 2014. So it's headed in a direction and fairly close to crossing, but it has not crossed yet. So once again, these different factors are telling us the party is not over yet. Now, like I said, that could be invalidated if something happens and drives Bitcoin further down and changes things, right? Look, things can remain the same until they change. That's just how it is. But like I said earlier, we could see something like 2013 into 2014, where people thought the first run up in 2013, it was done because there was a massive correction and almost looked like we were headed into a bear market. But it consolidated, it found its bottom, slowly and steadily grinded, and then ran up to another parabolic high. So we'll have to wait and see, guys. Once again, no one has a crystal ball, but we can at least form a thesis, make educated guess versus using our emotions and just saying it's over, bull market's over, the price is down. Okay, well, what are you basing that on? You know, is it the sun is out today and the sun, or it's a cloudy day, or are you basing it on facts? So we'll have to wait and see. Another great chart I want to share with you guys is from TechDev, who's a great analyst. He took the Bitcoin price and aligned it to the Wall Street psychology cheat sheet, which shows the emotions, the emotional milestones in a bull market. And right now, he shows that we are headed to a bear trap scenario because we've hit the first sentiment extreme, which was Bitcoin hitting 74K before the halving, which it never did in its history. And then we needed that massive cool down. After that bear trap, and because the reason why it's a bear trap right now, it's a big correction. And a lot of bears are going to say, oh, yeah, it's over. We're going to open shorts. And you guys know what's going to happen. Massive liquidations when Bitcoin reverses, right? And then it goes to renewed optimism, then to FOMO, then to euphoria. You want to be selling at that FOMO to euphoria zone, guys, to take your profits, because that's when the grandmas, Uber drivers, and everybody's coming in. We're nowhere close to that. We didn't see any type of massive retail sentiment and so forth. So these are the different factors I'm looking at to say the bull market is not over. All right, folks, quick word from our sponsor, and that is BitGo, which is one of the top crypto custodians in the industry, headed up by Mike Belshi, who's a Web 1.0 and 2.0 legend. Many big companies in the crypto industry use BitGo as a custodian, including Pantera Capital, that's Dan Morehead's fund, Bitstamp Exchange, Bitcoin IRA, and Nike also uses BitGo for their wallet services. And the services that BitGo offers include hot wallets, custodial wallets, self-managed cold wallets, and NFT wallets. So if you'd like to learn more about BitGo, go to bitgo.com. Link will be in the description. Now, we got news here that Grayscale Ethereum Trust discount to NAV quietly switches to premium ahead of anticipated spot ETF launch. So many reports are coming out, especially from the Bloomberg analysts, that the Ethereum spot ETFs will be approved this month. maybe that's the catalyst that helps the market to do its reversal. I'm not talking about pumping to new all-time highs. I think that's coming probably we're months away from that. But to do a reversal, to find that bottom and bounce, that's what we want to see. So Grayscale is prepping here. So having previously traded at a discount for the last 3 years, ETH reached a premium to NAV of 0.13% on July 3rd, ahead of Independence Day, according to YCharts data. Premium or discount to NAV indicates how much above or below the market price of each share is compared to the value of Ether it represents. The ETH discount had been narrowing since the crypto bear market bottom of December 2022 as speculation grew surrounding the US SEC approval of spot Ethereum ETFs following the launch of their Bitcoin counterparts in January. So guys, once again, this could be the catalyst, and it looks like these big players are preparing for this ETF launch this month. So maybe it comes at the middle of July, July 15th, around that week, but we'll have to wait and see. Now, guys, the crypto industry continues to fight back against the government overreach. We've often talked a lot about the SEC, but also the Fed, which I believe a lot of cronies who work with Elizabeth Warren are positioned in the Fed. They, of course, blocked Caitlin Long's Custodia Bank, but the industry is submitting amicus briefs. Caitlin Long and Custodia Bank have filed an appeal in the case. So Caitlin tweeted out torrential thanks to the 7 who filed amicus briefs in Custodia Bank's case versus the Fed. I am deeply grateful. 3 ex-US solicitors general, 2 Obama, 1 Bush, plus ex-solicitor general of VA are now involved in our case. Wow, some big names. Eleanor Terrett of Fox Business gave some details on that. She says, former Solicitor General under Obama, Donald Verrilli, says regulators are deliberately debanking crypto. Despite the digital asset industry's pressing need for banking services, federal regulators have waged a concerted, coordinated campaign to debank the industry. We know this started with Elizabeth Warren and her cronies like Sherrod Brown and so forth. This is why we got to keep fighting. It's not Biden. Look, Biden, we know it should be somewhere enjoying retirement, right? He hasn't said anything about crypto. This is all Elizabeth Warren and her cronies. Obviously, she's got Gensler working with her. And when I was in DC for the DC Blockchain Summit, and I think it was in May, I spoke to various people, and they're like, "Yeah, Elizabeth Warren's staffers, they get moved around and they go to different places and they do her bidding. So it's her cronies who's doing all these things, guys. It's not Biden and so forth. I know it's often highlighted as the Biden administration, but it's not Biden himself, as opposed to, let's say, Trump, who is pro crypto and, has spoken about it very openly. It is pretty much Elizabeth Warren behind the scenes. Eleanor also provided some additional details saying, Verrilli, Obama's Solicitor General, who was in office during the original Operation Choke Point, and Clement, Bush's Solicitor General, have clashed over a number of Supreme Court cases over the years, but the pair have come together to support Custodia Bank and the crypto industry by extension in its case against the Federal Reserve. Wow. It's a couple of enemies here coming together. Eleanor says this is yet another indication of the changing political landscape around crypto. It's gaining more bipartisan support heading into the November election. So big things are happening, guys. I am so bullish. The price is down. I know sometimes it's hard to be bullish when the price is down, but zoom out, look at the macro, look at where we came from. And I can say that with conviction because I was here in 2016. I was here when there was no news like this. There was a lot of FUD coming from Jamie Dimon and many folks. Now we're used to that FUD. Jamie saying his same old talking points. But when it was the first time he came out in 2017, it was scary because you had the CEO of the world's largest bank saying these things, and people were still skeptics. Look, even Donald Trump when he was in office, right? A lot of people have changed their opinions about crypto. So we're moving in the right direction, and all these things are going to lead to mass adoption. Now, we got news that Ro Khanna's crypto roundtable, which we've been talking about, guys, which will include Mark Cuban and the Biden administration. Apparently, it's next week. So we'll see if we get anything out of this. And Eleanor said it's being described to me as the worst kept secret in crypto. So they haven't been very open about this, but maybe they're trying to downplay it as much as possible. And Democrats, Ro Khanna is one of the top Democrats, is trying to get this through. I'm trying to get Mark Cuban on the podcast to talk about this. So if you guys tweet at him or email him and tell him to come on the podcast. But guys, all signs of crypto getting embraced and moving in the right direction. This is very bullish. Now, there's a big hearing around crypto coming up on Wednesday, July 10th. It includes the Senate Agriculture Democrats and the Senate Agriculture GOP. They have posted a hearing for next Wednesday on oversight of digital commodities with CFTC Chairman Rostin Benham as the only witness. Taylor Barr of the Digital Chamber says this will probably be a general crypto hearing as opposed to being specifically about Senator Stabnow's legislation. So all of this is bullish, guys. They're meeting and talking about crypto, to having dialogue. And obviously the FIT21 bill made it out of the House. We need to get it through the Senate, and then it needs to be signed by a president. I say a president because we don't know what's going to happen this coming November, and the election cycle is upon us. So I don't know if anything's going to make it through right now, but I think 2025 will be the year. And guys, I'm bullish. I am bullish. I don't care what the hell is happening with the price right now. There are too many different facts that are pointing us in the direction of the bull market. So let me know what you think. Leave your thoughts and comments below. Hit the thumbs up button. And guys, don't forget to grab a copy of my book, Rethinking Crypto. I mentioned Operation Choke Point 2.0 earlier. It's covered in the book. Custodia Bank and Caitlin Long's battle against the Fed is covered in the book as well. It covers the SEC and much more. It covers crypto's past, present, and future. Grab a copy to support the podcast. Grab a couple copies for your friends and family who want to learn about crypto. And for those of you who have bought a copy already, please, please, please leave a rating and review on Amazon. It will really help in my rankings there. I appreciate you all. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you all later.